channel. I'm so new to this YouTube stuff, so this is really difficult for me to get into. I'm gonna try to post every 2 weeks, and then I'll start posting every once a week. So this YouTube video is going to be about how I got into fitness and basically an insight about most likely my whole life. I've only been ever personal about what happens in my social media, but not what has happened or what happens in my personal life. I didn't start getting bullied severely until I hit high school. But in middle school, I was bullied. I would get thrown food during lunch. I would get chased by guys to the restroom. Sometimes they would even wait for me till I was to come out. So I would wait till the bell rings, and sometimes I would still be waiting outside. I would get tardies. I would get in trouble. I never spoke about it. I never went to a teacher. I never victimized myself as a person going through bullying, because I just literally thought it was normal. I literally thought it was normal to me and for me, because since elementary until middle school, it was just normal. It was an everyday thing. When we are vulnerable, we will believe anything. We will believe anything that anybody will tell us. If we're called ugly our whole life and this guy comes along or whoever it may be and calls us beautiful, we'll automatically just fall to our knees and want to be with them and want to be a part of their life every day. My freshman year, I was at Mac High. I think that's when it really started to get ugly, as in rumors started, and I've heard things that I've never even knew what they meant. I've heard things that I have done that I never even knew what it was. I remember all my friends just started disappearing. The group of girls that I really called, that I thought were my best friends, just weren't my best friends anymore. They saw me getting bullied and they started believing that I was ugly and that I was an ugly person and that I won't amount to anything. So I guess that really rubbed on them, and they literally just dropped me. I didn't have anybody. I think I remember having a friend, probably 3 friends that I no longer talk to either. So I've had my fair share of so-called friends that are not really friends. That's when I started just not caring at all. I didn't care about class. I was failing all my classes. I was just a horrible student. But I wasn't a horrible person. I was just a horrible student, and I didn't know how to handle things. So I would just go with a bad crowd, I guess you could say. I didn't do drugs then. I didn't do anything bad. I just would skip school. That's what I would just do. But I had a best friend at that time, and I had a boyfriend at that time, of course, and he cheated on me with my best friend. I remember the text messages between them because I asked her if I could see the text messages. I saw that he was telling her not to tell me that he had a crush on her, and not to tell not to tell me about the party that they went together. So that just crushed my heart. I was still with them because, like I said, I was just a vulnerable person, and I just wanted to be loved, and I just wanted to feel beautiful to somebody and be beautiful to somebody, and that boyfriend of that time made me feel that way, even though he was cheating on me. I don't know what I was thinking. I literally thought that nobody's gonna love me, and this person is already with me, so I can't lose them. Because if I was to lose them, then how am I gonna find anybody else? So I already have them, and I'm just gonna do whatever they're gonna give me. So I was like that for quite a moment, and then he broke up with me. Since that moment on, everything went downhill. I remember exactly, since that moment on, everything just went to the floor. I don't know why. It just did. Like, my world collapsed. And I'm not talking because he broke up with me, but because literally that's where it all started. I stopped being best friends with the girl, and she started some nasty rumors. Some rumors that I never even heard of. Some things that I never even knew that could be possible. So I was 14 at the time, and I remember one time walking the big hallway that Mackay has, that goes towards the annex in the cafeteria, I believe, or I think it's just the annex. I don't really recall how the school is. So I just remember walking and somebody came up to me, and I'm not gonna repeat the rumor because it's still just, it's so crazy. I just remember like the person telling me, and I just sit down and I just start crying. And I just remember like sitting down next to my friends and they're not consoling me. I was just crying. Like, I was just thinking like, who could ever say that about me? I don't really do anything. I'm a loser. Like, who would talk about a loser like me? So, sorry that I'm crying. It's just incredible how far I've come, and I'm so happy. I'm so proud of myself. But I just remember sitting down and just crying, thinking, who would ever talk about a loser like me? Like, who would ever say anything about me? I don't know anybody. I don't talk to anybody. I only have 2 friends. Like, nobody knows me. At that time, the whole school started to know about me because all these rumors started circling around, and I didn't even know half of the rumors that were going around. There were so many rumors about me that I didn't know half of them. I stopped being friends with my best friend at that time, and I remember one day after school, I was next to the soda machine, and I saw this guy picking up my ex-best friend's hair. That day, people were telling me that she wanted to beat me up and we were gonna get in a fight, and I was like, in my head, I would tell him, like, she was my best friend. She would always say that she would try to go beat up a girl, or that she wanted to fight a girl, but she would never do anything. So why would she do that? Like, she's just all bark. Like, she's not gonna do anything. So I was waiting, and she literally comes to me and she pushes me, and we exchange words. And I remember there was a YouTube video actually about my fight, but at the moment, I didn't remember anything of the fight. I don't remember what happened. In the video, you could see that me and her were going back and forth. She punched me, and I just remember throwing my stuff at the floor, and then all of a sudden, like, everything goes black. But in the video, I throw my stuff at the floor, and I grab her, and I trip her on purpose, and I'm just punching her on the floor and just going at it. And then all of a sudden, since I was so petite, I was so tiny, the cop just comes by and he picks me up and just puts me down, and then she just gets up and she runs away. I go to the police office, and then the principal at that time, which was Miss Beck, I believe, she comes and she tells me that I'm getting kicked out of the school, which means I'm getting kicked out of the district. That's what she meant. I was no longer welcomed in any of the McAllen high schools. So that meant I need to go to Edinburgh Bobcats. I didn't want to start new. I didn't want to go to a new high school and not know anything. I was like, I want to have my 2 friends, the only 2 friends that I, quote unquote, the only 2 friends that I've had. I just didn't want to go to another school. Mom tried to get me back into the high school, but Miss Beck didn't want it. She didn't want me to be there anymore. I had to go to Edinburgh Bobcats. At the moment, I didn't think of it until I think it was 1 week before school started. I was like, oh my gosh, you know what? This is something new. Nobody's gonna know me. That means I can make new friends and just be me and not have to worry about anything. Well, I was wrong. All the rumors followed me to Bobcats. Again, I lost all my friends because of the rumors. When you're young, when you have a really young, immature mentality and you hear a rumor about somebody, people are going to believe the rumor, not you. That's how it just was. The rumor was right and you were wrong. Whatever the rumor was saying, no matter how graphic, no matter what, everybody's just going to go towards the rumor and not going to believe you. So again, I had no friends at all. I had no friends. And that's when I got into drugs. Not badly, but I did get into drugs. And I started cutting myself, and that's when I started being very, very, very depressed. Like, just incredibly, like, I felt like I was nobody and I'll never amount to anybody. And all the rumors that were said about me, I started believing them myself. I started believing that, you know what, I am ugly. You know what, I am a nobody. I am a loser. I'm never gonna be anybody. I'm not gonna do anything with my life. Yeah, it was just so incredible. trying not to cry. But I guarantee you, if I didn't feel the love I had home at my house, at my home, I'd be dead. I wouldn't be here. If I didn't have my parents' love, I wouldn't be here. And I'm just so happy. Like, I'm not crying because I'm sad, but I'm crying because I still remember the pain and everything that I had to go through in order to be the person I am today. But it's just crazy. If it's just crazy knowing that if I didn't feel the love I had at home, I wouldn't be here. I would not. So again, I had no friends. At the end of the day, it was just me. Nobody had my back. And the thing about me at that time is that I was still caring and loving. And even if somebody was giving me their 20%, I would still give them my 100. I would still give them my all. I would defend them in everything. I just wanted them not to feel the way that I was feeling. I didn't want them to be sad. I didn't want them doing things that I was doing. I didn't. I just didn't. I mean, Bobcats, it wasn't as bad as Mac High because I didn't have the people that were literally talking bad about me there, but the rumors did follow me. That's when I started committing self-harm and doing drugs. Then my junior year, they opened a new high school, which is Robert Vela. I had to go to Robert Vela because, I mean, that's where my house was, you know, in the zone area. And it wasn't bad, actually. It was not bad at all. I was still told that I was ugly. I was thin. I think at that time, I think my junior year, I was 96 pounds. Yeah, I think I was like about 96 pounds. But I was still athletic. I was still in track. I was still in cross country. I was still being athletic. I just was never going to the gym. I just had an athletic, I can't really say that I had an athletic body, but I was just thin and I knew how to run. And I could say that I was pretty good at track. My coaches even let me know from freshman year that I had a chance to get a scholarship, but I ruined it for myself because I was such in a bad place. I didn't work for my dreams because I literally started believing that I'm not going to amount to anything, that I'm not going to do anything with my life. I'm going to be a nobody. I had a boyfriend, again. He cheated on me, like every other guy that I've ever been with. It was unhealthy for the both of us. It was an unhealthy relationship. At that time, we were just unhealthy for each other. It wasn't good because I still had my mentality wasn't as strong, and I was depending my happiness on people because I couldn't find it within myself. So I would literally look for it in other people. Then I graduated high school weighing 98 pounds. I weighed 98 pounds. It was crazy. Anyways, at that time, probably between my freshman year of college going into my sophomore year of college, I met this guy on the internet, on social media, which is a huge no-no. But at that time, he lived in Miami. We FaceTime dated for 9 months. We weren't together anymore, but when it was supposed to be our 1-year anniversary, I already bought a plane ticket to Miami and I couldn't return it. I couldn't return the hotel days or whatever. I don't know how to say it. I couldn't return anything that I bought, so I had to go. So I went to Miami. I didn't have no car, no friends. And I remember touching down, and then I was lost. I remember getting out of the airplane, and I was like, what is this? Like, this is not Texas. There were so many people, and it was just so crazy. And then I remember getting into the hotel room, and I just waited for him to text me. He didn't text me, obviously, and I texted him. And, you know, we saw each other, blah, blah, blah. And we got back together. We had a dinner for me to meet all his friends. And I remember there was 2 girls that weren't talking to me, and I was trying to bring everybody into the conversation, And I remember these two girls just wouldn't look at me, and they just wouldn't pay no mind to me. Like, they would literally just ignore me. The dinner finished or whatever, and then I'm going outside, and his best friend is like, hey, you know, those are the two girls that he's cheating on me with, right? And I remember, it was Chili's. It was outside of Chili's, in front of Home Depot, I think, or Office Depot. If anybody from Miami, that's the Chili's. It was just crazy. I don't even know. It was just, I was like, what? Like, what? But that was a really unhealthy relationship. That relationship, one day I'll really get into it, but that relationship was just horrible. He would tell me that I should just die already. He would tell me that I'm nobody, that I'm ugly. And like, I was so vulnerable at that time. And I don't know why I was with him. I don't know why. He was the only person that would talk to me every day, and I wanted that. I wanted somebody to talk to every day. Yeah, I honestly don't know why I was with him. I can't wrap my finger around it. If I think the way that I thought back then, it was most likely because, one, he talked to me every day. Two, he would talk to me every day. Three, I depended my happiness on him. Four, I was vulnerable and stupid. Five, I was vulnerable and stupid. Six, I was vulnerable and stupid. I was just vulnerable. And I needed the validation of him. I needed him to be like, you're beautiful. I needed him to be like, I love you. He was probably the only person that told me that he loved me outside of my family. That's it. Like, nobody else would tell me I love you. Nobody. None of my friends in my whole life from that day back would tell me that they loved me. And it was just something new, and I thought I needed it. It was like, oh my gosh, he told me he loves me, and this is it. This is what I need. This is what I need in my life. So it was horrible. So my weight would go up and down, up and down, up and down. Like, I would lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight. My mentality was so screwed up. My head was so screwed up. My thoughts, my mind, my mindset was so screwed. I didn't know what I was thinking. I didn't know what I was doing. I just remember I was still cutting myself at that time. I remember one time he told me that he wishes that I could just commit suicide, like literally just slit my wrists and bleed out. That's probably the cruelest thing that anybody that has told me they loved me has ever told me. So anyways, I don't know, and I was still with him, you guys. I was still there. He cut it off with me. He cheated on me, and he went with the girl that he told me not to worry about. And that broke my heart. That broke my heart, because I was like, the person in my mind at that time, I was like, the person that says he loves me, or said that he loved me, doesn't even love me. So what is love? What? At that time, I literally did not feel the love of my parents. Not because they didn't love me, but because I was just in a horrible place. And I was just in that dark hole where I didn't know how to get out. I don't know what I needed at that time. I knew that I needed to believe in myself and find the happiness within me, but I was just so broken and dark inside that I didn't know what to do. So when that happened, I started bullying people. I started becoming a troll on Instagram, Twitter. I started calling people out because of how they look like, what they did, how they would talk, how they would dress. And I'm telling you now, you guys, like, because I've done it myself and I have been in those shoes. When people say rude things to you when you're not doing anything, when I mean you're not doing anything, I mean as in, like, you're not hurting other people. You're being a human being, a decent human being, like how a human being should. And just somebody comes out of the nowhere and starts telling you things, it's because they are so sad within themselves. They are literally looking at things that they cannot have, that they can't be. And so that's why I don't care about what people say about me, because I've been in those shoes, so I see how they're seeing, because I've been there. So when people say something, at times I do put my foot down and tell them stuff, or I just don't give them the time of the day. But most of the time I just ignore it. Literally, I read it and it does not bother me, because I know they're going through stuff and they might not realize it at that time, but they are really in a dark place. I think that's one of the darkest places that you could be, is when you start spreading your darkness around. That's why I just don't mind it. I read it and I'm like, okay, I don't know what to say to you, but alright, whatever. Literally, nothing comes to my head that is anger. There's times that I'm just like, are you stupid? But most of the time it's just like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to sleep now, so bye. But that's it. I think one day I just woke up and I snapped out of it. I don't know what it was. I think I was just tired of being myself. I was just tired of being who I was at that time. I was just like, this is not me. This is not how I was. I wouldn't say the things that I say to myself, as in like when I see myself in the mirror, I wouldn't say that stuff to my younger me, because I know how torn I'd be. I don't know. It's just something how I saw it. It's just how I just felt that I'm nobody to judge anybody, and I'm not. I'm really nobody to judge anybody. So I snapped out of it, and that's when I got into fitness. That's when I started actually working hard, putting my effort into it, and I just did everything I could to become the person that I am today. And I could say that I am happy who I am. Obviously, I still have some few things to work on, and that's normal. That's okay. I'm glad that I still have some things to work on, because that's how I know that I'm still growing as a person. I'm still finding, even if it's like little things that I need to work on, I'm still working on it, and I'm happy that I'm doing that. I'm so proud of myself. I'm just so happy with the person I am today, and that's why I love getting messages from anybody. Even if it's a negative comment, like, I want everybody that comes across me to get something out of me. As in, if they see somebody calling me a slut or a whore or a whatever, and they'll be like, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna post this because this is what she gets. So you know what? Whatever. That's good. Like, you're getting something out of it. Like, you're like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this because this is the type of attention she gets, and I don't want that. Or, you know what? She doesn't care what people say about her. I'm gonna do me. Like, way to go. Like, whatever it is, I just want somebody to get something out of me, like to learn something from me. And that's literally all I'm working for. I'm just so proud of myself. I can say that I'm so happy about myself. I'm not mean to anybody anymore like I once was. I mind my own business. I'm just continuing to be me every day. And yeah, that's where I'm at now. I don't know what else. I'll one day I'll get really into depth with it, but at the moment I just wanted to give you guys a little insight of how I am and why I am the way I am. And yeah, so thank you for watching. I appreciate you watching this whole video. If you didn't, that's fine, because you wouldn't even see the end of it, of me still thanking you. But thank you so much, you guys. You guys don't understand the love that I feel from you guys. You guys don't understand how grateful I am. Without you guys, if you guys wouldn't let me know that you appreciate me and that I motivate you, I wouldn't still be going at it. I would not. So because of you guys, I'm where I'm at. So thank you.